Heyo! Welcome to the SpongeDudes podcast.
Welcome back, all you fans that I know are still watching.
Yes, and I am here this time.
It is I, Babbage.
Yeah, Noah has returned because he hates us and he decided to miss last episode.
Yes.
But here he is. There's
I am
three of us
back.
this
I
episode.
am
We got
back.
Noah, Tim, Tom, Jimmy, Jam, and myself.
Hey, I've been here for everyone. I'm not quitting on this.
I have technical difficulties. I don't know
Yeah,
how to use
no.
Sorry, I don't know how to use them.
Excuse our infighting. We will actually do an episode here. After Tommy gets through berating Noah.
It's okay.
He's crying now. Hope you're happy.
It's okay.
So here we are
Well.
to review another episode of SpongeBob. We're on episode 9, which is Nature Pants and Opposite Day. We hope that you liked these episodes.
I have a hot take for this episode.
I think as much as we like these episodes, that's his hot take. I'm going to spoil it. Or maybe I didn't. You'll just have to stick around and find out. So here we go. So starting off, we have the episode Nature Pants, which opens with SpongeBob having an acid trip of a midlife crisis, where he imagines himself not working at the Krusty Krab flipping burgers, but living out amongst the jellyfish. SpongeBob just wants to be a van life vlogger.
Gross.
But
He wants to work
before we
2
go
days.
on, I've actually heard that shit is terrible.
Yeah, no, anyone I see like vlog about it, they're like, this shit sucks.
This
But
is
it
a
looks
prison.
so fun. I would love to do it just for
This
like
is
a
a
year.
prison
I couldn't imagine though living in a
that
time.
someone could just steal and everything's gone.
Yeah.
I think the most interesting part is that they can just quit anytime they want, and they just don't. Like they've already told people they're gonna do it, so then they have to do it. Like
Yeah.
their only thing that holds them to it. It's not like a homeless person where like they literally can't buy anywhere to go. They're just like, I've already told people I have to live in this van.
I'm in too deep. I'm in too deep.
So that's what SpongeBob wants to do. You know, he wants to go out. He wants to experience nature. He wants to live amongst the stars and the jellyfish. So he tells Mr. Krabs and all his friends that's what he's going to do. Cut to him giving away his worldly possessions, which involves the old reliable, the meme, directly where it comes from, where he gives his jellyfish net to Patrick. He gives his can opener to Squidward. Squidward is super grateful for that one.
Dude. What does
It's
he
like,
say again?
man, finally, this friendship is finally paid off.
Yeah. It's like when your aunt gives you like a picture frame for Christmas and you're like 18 and you're like, what am I going to do with a picture frame? It has basketballs on it. Like, what have you done? Why?
Put a
Just don't
picture of
get-
someone you love on in it.
That plays basketball? Because you've gotten me a picture frame with basketballs
Hey,
on
I
it.
have a picture of my like.
Hey, you're a Draymond
third
Green fan.
grade-
Apparently, you can put him in there.
I have a picture from like 3rd grade of me in a basketball like uniform and shit, so I could put that in there.
I actually do have like a photo of me when I was 10 and chubby and looked like a fucking dork.
What's
it was
changed?
like, first of all,
Whoa.
You're done. But no, it was for Upward Basketball, the little Christian league.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Same, dude. Playing basketball for the Lord, dude.
That's right,
Gotta
baby.
Spread the word.
I'm able to hit that 3 because I love Jesus more than you. SpongeBob leaves and Patrick is like dragging the ground. Like he says Patrick's sad, like extremely loud, which is like a line that sticks out to me because I used to on the computer, which I didn't have like an Xbox or anything for a long time, so I played like PC games, and I had a Nicktoons racing game. And anytime something bad would happen to Patrick when you were using him, that's what he would say. Patrick's sad. So that line specifically sticks out to me.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting little factoid for you. So SpongeBob takes off his pants, Goes to live naked with his shoes on in the wilderness.
As you do.
Amongst the jellyfish. He actually wants to be a jellyfish, not just amongst the jellyfish. He starts imitating them.
Buzz.
What's the buzz? How's it buzzing?
What's the buzz? That was a good one.
That does not work out. So he's kind of getting goofed on by these jellyfish out in the wilderness. And he walks over and he sees Sandy and Patrick having a little picnic. And interestingly, I was instantly reminded of the devil tempting Jesus in the wilderness when he was out there for 40 days, you know? When he's like, you could just make some bread appear. When they like are showing off their lavish lifestyle to SpongeBob. Because SpongeBob has agreed to live out in the wilderness. So I thought that was kind of goofy. They were tempting him. He'd been out there for like maybe an hour and they already knew he was going to crack. Actually, Squidward says I give him about 11 minutes, which is in a reference to the fact that the episode lasts for about 11 minutes before he comes back. So that's a goofy
that was a neat little detail that I didn't notice at first.
It kind of does some more bits of SpongeBob being out there doing SpongeBob stuff, trying to fit in, which then leads to Patrick wanting to bring him back. And we have a great unhinged Patrick moment of him standing over SpongeBob with the net, screaming like a wild man, trying to catch him.
If I get off you, I'll turn you into a trophy.
He has a jar with SpongeBob on it. He's like, you're going to look great on my mantle.
Dude, I'd never noticed that as a kid. Holy shit. I was like, holy.
Which leads us to the other meme of SpongeBob like leaning against the rock and breathing. And then looking up, and there's Patrick stuck to the rock above him and dropping down on him. It's a good bit. It has some really weird angles in this episode of like, where it has like the camera underneath looking up at them. Yeah, and it just like distorts them in a goofy way of like
I noticed
power.
that too, yeah.
There's one where we look up at SpongeBob where he's naked and a bush is blocking where his wiener would be. Like, we acknowledge SpongeBob has a wiener, but then you see him running around and he doesn't have one. So, I don't know what to believe here.
Well, no, that's a good point. I never noticed that either. Does SpongeBob have a cock?
Does SpongeBob have cock?
Well, he is an asexual being, so maybe he just falls off between takes. Maybe he's able to do that.
He has both. He just stuffs one into the other.
Yeah, he just sucks it into his body.
Yeah, it's like a cycle,
Mm-hmm. Anyways.
So,
enough about SpongeBob's cock that goes back inside him. Continue,
SpongeBob
please.
Gets away from him, goes into a jellyfish hive, starts eating the jelly. Patrick breaks Old Reliable, which R.I.P. Old Reliable. Only
I know,
through one
dude.
episode.
That's fucked up, man. That was like SpongeBob's most valuable possession.
Patrick's trying to get him in that hive. He's got like a 2-inch vert. I mean, it's nothing. He can't jump at all. So he gives up. Go ahead.
I was wondering why he didn't climb up. Because how did he get above SpongeBob earlier?
Yeah, like starfish are really good climbers. just have him knock down the hive. Anyway, SpongeBob goes into this cave. He's like, "All right, it's nighttime. I gotta get to bed." Outside is great. I love this life. I'm being a great jellyfish, even though he's lying to himself.
Buzz, 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 buzz.
Buzz. And he tries to go to sleep, but then poison sea urchins get on him and make him really itchy.
Itchy. So itchy. Poison sea urchins.
I guess that's like ticks. Is it like ticks?
It's like ants,
much,
maybe.
kinda.
Maybe
Yeah.
Ants.
Ticks.
What's the ones that get inside
fleas,
of you? That burrow inside of you?
Boat flies, bout flies. Chiggers. Those are awful.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta put
dude.
fingernail polish over them to like suffocate them. I don't think that works. To be honest.
What we would do is you can like put like tape and shit over it, and it kind of kills them and like pushes them out more. I think.
Is that the military official like stance on what to do?
Straight out of the
triggers?
survival handbook. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Or you could just shoot them, but then you kind of hurt yourself a little bit. But
It's worth it.
yeah, I mean, I would agree actually that would be worth it. Besides the them laying their eggs inside of your body.
Isn't that great?
That's gross. It's like the wasps that kill the tarantulas but keep them alive. Like they stab them and then put their babies in and then bury them. And the babies eat the tarantula alive.
Wasps need to just not exist.
That's fucking sick, though. That's cool.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. But also
It's
the
like
same
some
concept
alien
and all.
Like, do you see those like big ass like Japanese wasps? They're fucking huge and they're terrifying.
Yeah, I hate wasps.
Actually had one like the ones that we're supposed
They're
to be
called
like the killer.
murder hornets.
Yeah,
the murder hornets.
yeah.
I had one that was actually called a cicada killer, like in my screen, and like I killed it and then like kept it because I thought it was really neat. Like I froze it and showed someone else. But it was actually called a cicada killer. So like they like burrow down, kind of like the tarantula wasp, and they like kill only the cicadas, and they plant their babies in there to eat them. It was pretty interesting.
Oh boy.
Fucking wild.
But
dude.
they was huge, and I was not gonna fuck around with that. So then we reached the end of the episode. I guess the ending here, and then SpongeBob goes back and he wants to get inside. So SpongeBob wants to get inside of the Krusty Krab. There's a big pile of Krabby Patties left for him, and he walks by his house and Sandy's house, and he sees all these things, and then he's like, "Man, I've made a mistake." So he,
I'm glad it took him that long to realize. Like,
Yeah, right,
it's
a
like
whole day.
nighttime. Yeah, he's just like, I've lost everything, and it's like, dude, he could have just left. Like,
he's like
This
Michael
show.
Scott whenever he puts himself out in the wilderness and he comes off his pants and then puts them back on and tapes them. So SpongeBob goes inside of his house and everyone threw a party for him because they knew he was going to be back. And that's pretty much the episode then, isn't it? I like the bit where Squidward is partying really hard that SpongeBob has left, and then somehow they got him to be at the party to welcome him back. And then he's like, "Put these pants back on, please." Like,
Do us all a favor.
that's his only bit there. So. And that is SpongeBob Nature Pants episode. And,
It's a good one.
I
It was a
did
good
enjoy
one.
that.
very
We
good
all
memes.
giggled pretty steadily throughout, and there are 2 memes from this episode, so
All
a deep
reliable.
catalog. And we'll see you in a second. Here we are back, and we're talking about opposite day. Not the actual day, but the SpongeBob episode. So opening up, we have
Wait, so it is
Squidward.
opposite day, or is
It
it
is
not
opposite day, but it's not opposite day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got.
I see what you're saying, baby J.
Yeah, it is, but it's not. But maybe it is. Does that make it is, but not?
That's the good thing about opposite day. See what I did there? It's not
yeah.
good. It's
It's not
actually
the
really
good- It's the
bad.
bad thing about it. Yes. Squidward is tired of SpongeBob, which is a reoccurring theme in this show. I really think they should start writing original material. I know it's just a season 1, episode 9, but we get it. So Squidward decides he wants to sell his house. He talks to a realtor, which the realtor is like, "Yeah." as
Why
long as
did
you
he
don't-"
want to sell his house? What
Because he's
events led up
tired
to
of
this?
SpongeBob.
No,
What are you
What
talking
specifically
No.
happened?
That's the episode starts out and you hear, and then Squidward opens his eyes a little bit. And he's like, "Huh?" And he goes back to sleep, and then he hears again. His eyes like like blast open, and he rips off his covers, and SpongeBob and Patrick are sucking on his. No, I'm just kidding. They're laying
Broken.
right by him
Broke
And-
into his home, snuck into his bed.
with a fucking happy birthday, like sign across him. It's just his face. That
They
whole
s-
part is amazing. I love it.
They sing to him. They give him a cake to blow out the candles, and then they give him gifts, and it just cuts
Pin
to
the tail
outside.
pin the tail on the seahorse.
Yeah, and then it cuts to outside, and he's like, "It's not my birthday," but he's upset. They gave him a bunch of gifts.
Ungrateful.
Yeah, dude,
fuck.
I was thinking that too. Why would you be upset, dude? You might have had a graphics card in there, man.
Oh yeah, 3080, baby. Let's go. So he decides he wants to sell his house. He calls real estate agent. She makes a bunch of jokes like, "Yeah, I can sell that house. That's a really good looking house, as long as there are not any nematodes or annoying neighbors."
And he goes, annoying neighbors.
It awakens
SpongeBob and
something in him, right? So then he realizes that in order to show this house to get full value, he's gonna have to get rid of SpongeBob and Patrick.
By that, he means he's going to have to shoot them in the back of the head.
That's
and
right, execution style, actually.
Put
Yeah.
a hit on them because Squidward's actually in the mob. And he's finally had enough.
So he figures out he's like, if I want them to be a perfect neighbor, they need to be they're the opposite of a perfect neighbor. So then
And he
he's
goes,
like,
opposite.
"Oh, opposite."
Opposite.
So then he starts acting like a fucking fool in front of SpongeBob. SpongeBob is awakened by this, and he thinks something is wrong with Squidward.
Whatever
Squidward,
do
I
you
gotta get you
mean?
bed rest.
He's just banging a drum at like 6 a.m. in the morning, and then he bashes into it. He's like, this is just my wig case.
So
Puts on a wig.
SpongeBob knows he is being the most irritating thing that's ever existed.
Oh, yeah,
It's
it's
not like-
established. SpongeBob is aware of what he's doing.
It's not like he
Torturing
can turn it off.
Squidward.
Like, this is a thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Squidward,
like
you need bed rest.
Squidward's playing like one of those like 5 instruments in one thing with like the crash and the drum. And SpongeBob says, "Why are you playing that drum?" And he says, "What drum? This is just a wig case." And he smashes the drum and pulls out a wig. I liked that bit a lot. So
Did y'all like Squidward with the wig on him?
Oh yeah, 100%. He looked great with a wig. He definitely needs hair.
I agree.
I'd do things to him.
So he convinces SpongeBob it's opposite day, so he will be boring and out of the way, which is pretty much what the concept of the episode is. Squidward then intends to move out of Bikini Bottom entirely. Like, he wants to be that far away from SpongeBob.
What's damn.
So SpongeBob goes inside and he's like talking to Gary, and he's like, "If I'm going to be boring and out of the way, I'm just going to crawl into bed and do nothing," which really hit me because that sounds like a great day to me.
It does.
Hashtag
honestly.
relatable.
And then Gary meows, and he said, "You're not in the spirit of opposite day," and then he barks. So then Patrick comes over to visit SpongeBob. SpongeBob is still doing opposite day shit, and SpongeBob says it's opposite day, and Patrick says, "I've heard of that." SpongeBob says, "Really?" And he says, "No."
No.
So then he has to explain it, and they start doing their shenanigans of tearing down SpongeBob's house.
As you do.
Yeah,
On
of course, because
opposite
he's
day.
making
Just
it
on
look nice,
opposite day,
but then
though.
he's making it look bad, but then it's all
Yeah.
opposite. Squidward's, in the meantime, packing up, getting ready, because he's hardly heard a peep out of SpongeBob all day. So then Squidward realizes that the house is in ruins.
Before
Next
that,
door.
though, I love that Patrick goes, "Doesn't it look so good?" And SpongeBob goes, "Only on opposite day."
Because he's ripped half his house down and like just left it out in the yard like a hoarder.
Average Mississippi town.
He's just pulling down the property value of the houses around him. So then Squidward realizes that's a problem, so he starts cleaning up the house, which confuses SpongeBob, and he starts trying to figure out what he needs to do. While he's explaining like how this is working out in his head, Patrick just starts drooling. He has his mouth open and just standing there drooling.
So if Squid, I wish I remembered what it was. Oh, it's so fucking funny.
If Squidward's cleaning up, that means he's making it dirty, which means and it's just a continuation of that. Where SpongeBob eventually realizes that he needs to be boring like Squidward, so he becomes Squidward. And then,
I'm gonna play clarinet every day and not get good.
Roasted.
and then he's like, Patrick is like, I want to be opposite. So then he puts a piece of coral on Squidward's nose, or on Patrick's nose, makes him Squidward. And I would assume it's both like voice actors doing the voice of Squidward, which is really good. Of them like just like emulating someone else's acting. And so then they're Squidward all day. And then they start like hecking up his house a little bit while Squidward's cleaning up his. So which out of all the houses that we've seen, which house would you rather live in?
Squidward's for sure.
Or Sandy's. Well, I mean, it just has the will in it, I guess. So
Sandy's is cool, but it's got like a nice outdoor but not outdoors area.
And the treehouse is cool.
Yeah. But Squidward's is a nice two-story.
Yeah, I like Mr. Krabs, too. He has all that shit inside of it.
It's just his house is a literal anchor. I
know, dude. What else could you need? It's like...
I do like Sandy's tree dome. I guess that would have to be the one we'd have to pick because we breathe air. But,
I actually can breathe underwater too.
Oh, you got
Never
gills?
told anybody that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Your middle name is actually Gill, to reference the fact you have gills in your neck.
Yes.
A lot of people don't know that about Noah.
Nope. I just told him it was my great uncle.
So the realtor lady
Ernest
shows up.
Gill.
The realtor lady shows up while SpongeBob and Patrick are in the house being Squidward. And she's like, which one of you are Squidward?
I'm
like,
Squidward.
And then Gary is there. And he has a fake nose on it.
It's a pickle.
Yeah, and he says meow in like a Squidward accent. I don't know how they did that, but he just goes meow. Like he's holding his nose. I don't remember exactly what part that shows up in, but that I really like that.
I think it's like right before the credits.
No, it's when the realtor lady's like freaking out, like, You're Squidward, you're Squidward, you're Squidward, I'm Squidward. Are there any more Squidwards I should know about? Meow.
So she's freaking out because she doesn't know who Squidward tries to say he's Squidward. Obviously, all of them are Squidward. And she leaves. She says she wouldn't sell a house even if she were Squidward or 100 Squidwards.
He was the last Squidward on Earth.
Yep. And then the episode ends, basically. So there we are. We've finished season 1, episode 9, Opposite Day and Nature Pants. I unfortunately don't have any fun facts. I mean, in Opposite Day, the backwards dialogue is "Hey Patrick," and then "I give up." That's apparently it.
I do love the backwards talk, dude. That shit is so fucking funny.
I mean, it's funny, like in the sense like
yeah,
thought of, like,
yeah.
And then they laugh backwards. Ow, ow, ow. That's good stuff.
Such a strange. It's great.
I guess we'll just go ahead and move on. And Tim Tom, what you got? What is your favorite bit? And what is your rating?
Bit. I'd say I laughed more in the second part of the episode. Honestly, yeah, the fucking the realtor lady just going off, and Gary just puts the nail in the coffin, goes meow with the fucking pick. Like, he probably found that pickle and put it on him. So.
Yeah, he wanted to be a part of things, for sure. What's your rating on the episode?
Oh, honestly, this is probably one of my favorite episodes that we've reviewed.
Yeah?
It was very consistent.
I'm Squidward.
I'd give it a 4.5 Spongies out of 5.
All right, that's high praise coming from Tommy, because he hates everything.
I like this episode. It was very good.
Noah, what you got for us, buddy?
I'm going to have to say a 4.5 out of 5 Spongies. It was a good episode. Very classic episode. And the memes are reliable.
A lot of memes, a lot of weird, funny camera angles.
It cutting to SpongeBob, fucking jellyfishing, buzz. It's just fucking weird. And then, of course, Opposite Day. Great classic episode.
For sure. IMDb has us rated at 8.4 out of 10. It's actually like kind of lower than like a lot of the other ones we've watched, but I think I also like this one a lot
Are
more.
we watching the
it's like
same thing? IMDb. Jesus.
Yeah, right. I think it's a 9.2 out of 10 for me, and that is a 9.2 Cheetos popcorns out of 10 for me.
Is that the ad on there?
Yes, of course it's the ad on IMDb.
Okay.
That's how I rate everything. My favorite bit is actually pretty difficult to choose. I do really like Gary as Squidward, but I always go to quotes. But I think the quote here is when he's explaining the opposite day, and Patrick says, "Hey, I've heard of that," and SpongeBob says, "Really? No,
No.
what is that? Come on."
Of course not, you idiots.
My favorite scene is definitely when SpongeBob's explaining why Squidward's acting the way he is, and then it just cuts to Patrick. His fucking mouth is open, drooling.
Patrick drooling is very good. Yes. Anything else you guys want to add? Anything we skipped over? And we've reached the end of our episode, so I thank you guys for coming around and continuing to listen to the SpongeDudes. We hope that you like what we're putting out, and we hope that you continue to like what we put out. And if not, don't tell us, we don't care. And that is Babbage signing off.
And this is Clayton signing off.